A woman prescribed medication to help along her pregnancy, but instead was given the abortion pill. I'm joined in studio right now by 8 News Now investigator Kyle Payne, who walks us through how something like this could even happen.
Denise, we've all waited in that long pharmacy line. It's no fun, but every day the pharmacists behind the counter have to fill several hundred prescriptions as well as other duties, and they say major mistakes are inevitable.
The first thing I read was it's used for abortions. So everything that I worked hard for, at this point, it was just like over.
Over for Tamika Thomas of North Las Vegas as soon as she walked into this CVS, also in North Las Vegas, to get the prescription she expected to help kickstart the pregnancy process. Technicians and pharmacists there made a series of errors that led to Thomas getting the exact opposite drug, terminating her in vitro fertilization.
Did you conceive a child?
No.
Thomas went to the pharmacy board with her complaint, the board sanctioning these two pharmacists, him with failing to consult with the patient before she left with her prescription, and her for missing errors made by CVS technicians. The pharmacist taking responsibility, but putting some of the blame on their boss, CVS.
At the end of the day, you're asking a clinician to make clinical decisions with very limited options, to take the time to make good clinical judgment calls.
This pharmacist telling the board CVS put pressure on her to meet certain, quote, metrics, reducing staff and increasing the workload. With more to do and less people to do it, this pharmacist was overwhelmed.
It was not the place that I really felt was safe to work in. And even if you had brought up concerns about it, there was not really anything that ever changed.
But not changing seems to be working for CVS, at least on paper. CVS annual report shows the drugstore giant raking in $322 billion last year. Proud of its past.
Those pharmacists say they're stretched too thin in their positions and they worry that it puts patients at risk.
But in the present, CVS pharmacists in Kansas City stopped coming to work, warning its CEO that they can't keep up with the amount of prescriptions they are expected to fill every shift. A similar argument to the one made here in Nevada, where these pharmacists say CVS is asking too much of them, piling on the work and cutting staff.
We cannot expect one pharmacist to be doing drop-off, pickup, verifying prescriptions, calling providers, calling patients, all of those duties, and administering vaccinations.
All that work is taking its toll. Turns out the suicide rate for pharmacists is a lot higher than the general population. The Nevada Pharmacy Alliance says, quote, our profession rightfully demands actions that prioritize the safety of both pharmacy professionals and patients who depend on their care. Patients like Tamika Thomas, the victim of a horrible human error.
It's a human error. It was just a human error, and I'm so sorry.
But for Tamika Thomas, after what she's gone through, sorry only goes so far.
I put my life in CVS's hands, and they gave me something that could have possibly taken my life away, but it didn't. It took my baby's life away.
You know, you talk about the volume of work that these pharmacists do. I understand people make mistakes, but I mean, this one was life-changing. What happens next?
Well, we tried to speak with the pharmacy board to get some context, but they had no comment. They tell me CVS might still appeal that $10,000 fine, which was the maximum allowed under state statute. A drop in the bucket based on the billions they say they make every year.
Wow, and certainly for her too. All right, Kyle, nice report. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.